What time is it? Your show. Yeah, what time is it? Your show. Yeah, what time is it? Your show. Yeah, he's back from the dead. Your show. Putting it on the map, yeah. Saskatoon. Right next to New York. New York. Yeah, what show, yeah. Your show. What time is it? Your show. Yeah, time to talk some shit, yeah. Your show.
You've tuned in, yeah?
Yeah, fun Maggie. Bark, bark, wolf, wolf, move on to treat, yeah. Keep listening.
Vision. That's what I'm all about. Hello and welcome into the Tuesday edition of your show. I am Gary. I'm almost not Busty anymore. I think I got back down a little bit, but for today, we'll still call me Busty because I'm pushing through my super sweet shirt. Shout out to the Rhinos, the greatest rec baseball team in Saskatoon. If you can see it, which way? Rhinos are just chubby unicorns. Love this shirt. It's from Vegas. No big deal. Still, as far as we know, we are the only, I repeat, the only scheduled viewing for you on the internet. Scheduled viewing being just like the old network TV that we grew up on and loved so much. 4 to 5 p.m., Monday to Friday, rain or shine, we will always be here to entertain you. And you will always be a part of this show. That's why we call it your show. Dare we say in Saskatchewan? We were just talking before we went on the air about the value of going live and being able to make mistakes and not have your whole life fall apart from it. It's such a cool feeling to know we're doing something no one else is doing. So I thank you for being a part of that each and every weekday here as well. We love to make up categories we are number one in, and we got a great one for you today. We are number one on YouTube in the category of having a host with an eyelash growing into his eyeball to the point where it turns into a twitch, but there's an eyelash. We were just saying, it's a blessing and a curse, these beautiful, beautiful eyelashes. When it's the only good-looking thing you got on your body, it sucks when they start to fall apart. So we'll be working on that when we go, we're number one, we're number one. We also have the greatest camera in the history of all kind. That camera is the Maggie Cam. Let's see what she's up to today. What a beautiful angel. Man, oh man, look at her go, hey? You see the new collar too. Shout out to the new Buckle Up collars, which you can find over at Pet Planet on 8th Street, your pet's natural grocer. When you walk into those majestic doors, you will be greeted by Leroy, who is Maggie's boyfriend. And then Leroy will walk you up to Mike and Rochelle at the till, and they will continue to give you the greatest experience in the history of shopping in a pet store. They also have the greatest cleaning station on earth. And if you can believe this, that collar she's wearing right now, you can see it says Amazing Fantasy. It is a Marvel-themed collar. They also have matching leashes. These are Buckle Up collars, they're called, and they have like a seatbelt buckle on them. That's how you click them together, and they're so cool, and they have all these different ones. You can actually see them because our latest Adventures with Maggie video is out now on the Dufferin Avenue Media Network socials and all the places and the books and the sites and everything, and you can enjoy them and see all the different ones that they have. Like they had a pink Batman logo one that we almost got, but if you want to go with this one, they got SpongeBob, they got the Flintstones, everything there. So be sure to check out the video, find one you really like, and then go on into Pet Planet on 8th Street and purchase one for your beautiful animal yourself. Because I can tell you, Maggie's confidence is way up with this new collar. She has never gotten a new collar before, so it changed her whole life. She walks around now almost like she's got 4 legs. Can't even tell. That's how confident she is. You can have that same confidence with our friends at Pet Planet on 8th Street. Tuesdays around here, we have a lot of fun. And it's because of these two guys who I'm about to introduce to you now. They're the co-hosts of the All Out of Angst podcast, which is this show. It doubles up as not just a your show, but also the audio version is put into our All Out of Angst podcast field and consumed in that way. And I'm so happy to yet again introduce you to Uncle Mike and Matt from All the Band. Hey! Ooh, yeah! Oh, there it is. I got it, Greg. Don't you worry. I'm on it.
Oh, yeah.
How are you guys doing?
Sensational.
Woo! That's
yeah,
okay.
Definitely.
Next question.
Yeah, noticing
That's all I
the
got.
swagger from Maggie as far as like I got some nice licks today, which
Yeah,
I don't think
I'm
I've ever
telling you.
gotten before. Which
She's
I
a whole
I was
new woman.
appreciating.
She's a
You've
whole
always
new
had
woman.
good licks, man.
Oh,
The
nice.
tastiest,
Yeah, I like
You
that.
did
the tastiest licks. See, this is great. So everyone's doing good, looking good. You guys don't have any well, you did say you had some eyelash problems too.
I do have
Let's be
eyelash
divas right
problems.
now.
Like it was probably last week, and at first I thought it because I'm working outside and it's cold. I thought it was an issue, like maybe there was some moisture on the eyelash and it was getting caught. But all day it was the same thing. I would have to blink like 100 times, and it felt like it never got out of there. So I don't know. I like your idea of like maybe it's some sort of ingrown hair or something.
Something that grows into the eyeball. Last time I had one this bad, I had to go shout out to Dr. Salisbury, my man Paul downtown there. He no problem. Like, get in here, and then he was super busy, so I was just talking to him in between his patients because I hadn't seen him in a long time. I was like, yeah, so good to see him. We always talk, and like one of the nicest human beings on the planet, Dr. Salisbury. Shout out again to him. And so we were talking, and then the other eye doctor there was walking. I was like, hey, I can get you right now. I was like, all right, see you, doc. Throw me in there, get it in there. It's like, there's nothing in. Oh, wait, there is. And they had to do the dilation thing, which makes your eyeball go like you're on like mushrooms or something. Like, oh man, what's happening? And then he plucked it out, and it was the best. Like I was dealing with that for like a week.
I don't know what it's like to be on mushrooms, so that doesn't make any sense to me.
I had to pull out almost every eyelash before I was like, okay, I need a professional.
Yeah.
That's how bad it got.
Yeah, that's I would have went about halfway, and then it's like, yeah,
It's too much. But they grow back good. That's the beauty of being able to grow eyelashes.
Mine's not eyelash problems. Mine's eyebrow problems.
Ah,
I have like
they
these,
also grow in. Yeah.
Well, I get stubby. Like I think my eyebrow is like half as long as it should be, but then it grows out. Like it doesn't grow across.
See,
it's like old man eyebrows, like
that's
wiry.
it. We're getting old. That's what
spooky
happens. These guys, they start to grow into my eyeballs too. They'll go down, and then so I'll think it's an eyelash, and nope, it turns out it's one of these furry old things.
Yeah.
Man, when I look at myself now, God, I am just so ugly.
Handsome.
I've
What a
really
handsome-
stopped looking in the mirror at this point.
It's not giving up. It's just accepting.
What about this for an idea? You know how everything's got a filter on it? If we could get mirrors that have the filters, so you know, like the Instagram filter, so you just walk up to it and you're like,
That's
that looks pretty
better.
good.
Just a monkey face or
More
whatever.
filters, yeah, something fun.
The chubby baby face.
I think that would be great. It's just like, but that's getting old. That's what it is. Apparently, you're gonna grow hair out your ears soon.
Yeah,
would be
already happening.
Soon.
Yeah, soon, totally. Hey.
I think it was like maybe second. Like I don't think we were even married yet. I think we were still dating. Maybe the second Christmas, maybe the first Christmas. Amanda and I were together, and she bought me a freaking nose and ear hair trimmer. And I was like 23. Like I didn't really even need it at that time. I'm like, what the hell is this?
I feel
Are you
like
trying to tell me
Aaron.
something?
I feel like Aaron got me one of those too about 5
Well, and
years
now
ago.
it's indispensable. Like I need to use it.
Investing in the future, it's called.
Yeah, I guess so.
That's it.
I don't know.
You knew it was going to come sometime.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny we talk about getting old because we wanted to focus on something very cool today. As you can see now, the eye's starting to go. It's going to be on my brain. It's going to be one of those things I can already tell. That's okay. Again, going live. Everybody has issues with being ugly. It's what we do. We need to come together and make it acceptable. Growing up in this city during the 90s, a decade that we've committed this All Out of Angst podcast show to, not just the greatest time for music and punk rock and all the other stuff that we love to indulge in on this show, but the landmarks growing up, the things that we really, really enjoyed around this beautiful city of ours. And we wanted to open that up a little bit today. And I got some responses. Now, shout out to Wendy Brooks Media, my sweet, beautiful Brooksy, our social media lady. She put some out there, but it went on the wrong account. And this is the funny part. So there was no responses. So at the same time, she still got a bunch of responses from the people around her, which I thought was and that's what I mean. She goes the extra mile for you. Wendy Brooks Media, the best in the biz, man. She will always make sure you have whatever you need to have in order to be successful when it comes to social media. So she sent me a couple from some people, and we're going to get into this. Is there anything you guys want to say to set this up before we just start talking about all the best places we went to as kids?
No, I want to kind of do a little trip down, like all the like good kind of childhood, adolescent memories I have. I'd like to kind of bring some of those to the surface.
Okay, so we'll start with ours, and then we'll get into some of these other ones as we move forward. Do you want to kick it off because this was your mastermind. This was your brain.
Just right out of the gate, I just loved
time.
every time we would go to 7-Eleven and you had like a Street Fighter arcade, and you had all of the arcade games. So like you'd go in and get some. Also with 7-Eleven, I liked you could buy candies like individually. You put your bag together of like $3 worth of candy, and then you're like, I've got $1, sir.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd say
The best.
7-Eleven, like the arcade.
Now we
games.
talking Sev on Broadway, because Sev on Broadway we'd bike there all the time for some. It was Mortal
Like,
Kombat was there, and they had a couple badass
The
ones.
one that well, I remember that one. Even the McKercher one, I know had a Street Fighter
Yeah.
2 Turbo, that was my jam for
Jackpot.
sure.
See, and I suck at fighting games. It's probably because I would get angry because I was so bad at them when I was younger that I never gave them a chance again.
You just
But yeah,
mash.
That's it.
and there was just in general arcades. So you had your Command HQ.
Ooh, that was
you
a
had-
good
what was
one.
it?
Huggy Bear.
Huggy Bear was
Huggy Bear.
the go-to
That
for
was-
us
Yeah.
around here.
That was
Yeah.
Mark 'em All,
Mark 'em
right?
All.
Yeah, that's right.
That's
And
Huggy Bear had
Bugsy's
everything.
on Central. That was
Yeah.
an arcade.
And we talked about Duffers before too. Remember
Yeah,
Duffers?
yeah.
The best birthday parties you could have. If you want to be the cool kid at school, you take your birthday party to Duffers.
Oh, yeah.
You can do some mini golfing. Every machine you don't put quarters in, you just pay by the hour and you push a red button. And I told the story. I played it so long and so hard that my finger was frozen like that, and I couldn't unbend it for like a day.
Wasn't that a Simpsons thing? Where
Probably, I think it
was.
His,
Right,
he's
yeah.
got like carpal tunnel
Yeah.
or whatever,
That's
and his
it, from
fingers are
just going
stuck like
too
this.
hard.
But
But those arcades, man, they were
I,
so
the arcades, and I feel like maybe again this is just my nostalgia, but like pool halls had a different vibe in the '90s too. Like you'd set up in front of the jukebox, and like you'd have all of the ubiquitous your Garth Brooks and your Dwight Yoakam, Hell's Bells, all those were like there. But I just loved going to the pool halls and
This is going to make
putting
you
on music.
very happy. Hey, we got Dragon on the ones and twos today. Co-host of the Viewing Room. New episode out today. They did 7, boys. They did 7.
I just always feel like
7.
less of a human being whenever I hang around all of your go-getters.
So horrifying. Hey, Dragoon, open up the window for a second, bro. Talk to me.
So what's in the box, Dragon?
Don't do it.
What's in the box?
Don't do it. I already spoiled it yesterday with LB. He got so mad at me. Because Emily May was here.
I
Shout
know
out
what's
to
in the
Emily
box,
May is all up in your business. And she'd never seen it before. And I said, the only thing I remember is being absolutely horrified. It really messed with my brain. And then, what's in the box? And LB goes, don't tell her, don't tell her. And then Emily May says, is it a head? I was like, of course it's not a head. Are you crazy? It's not that kind of movie. Anyways, so you go to pool halls. They still go to pool halls. It's a snooker shack guy.
Of course you do.
Look at that. It's still alive and thriving.
And do they have all right? What do they have for tune options? Just those that tune, or do you put music on, or you just go with what they have playing?
I know it's Sports on Tap. They have the thing where you put coins in.
It's called the jukebox, yeah.
But no, there's the now where you can pick
It's a
any
digital-
modern
you can pick
jukebox.
any
It's the
song,
same
and if
thing,
you
yeah.
want something obscure like Pantera,
Dude,
or,
it's still a jukebox. Same as at Leopold's, all those places. There's still jukebox. They just don't have the bubbles and the.
It's more modern.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, that's fair. We'll allow
I've
that.
never really tried the Snooker Shack. I just go and have and foosballs.
Apparently they have
so
the
happy.
best Caesars in Saskatoon or something.
You do any drinking there, young man?
I'm not a huge Caesar fan, but rum and coke with Kraken, whatever they do at the Snooker Shack is ungodly.
'Kay.
It is so good.
If you're gonna talk anymore, I need you on the mic. You're too damn good for this. 'Kay?
It is kind of interesting how some places like that, like whether it's a Caesar, whether it's a different cocktail, whether it's whatever, you'll use all the same ingredients at home, but it just tastes way
Because
better
someone
when
else-
it's.
someone else is
I
doing
mean,
it.
I guess that's
That's what it
probably
is,
it, right?
If someone else is doing it, tastes
Yeah,
good.
well, like I
do
said,
they
it's,
have wow factor bullshit? Grilled cheese sandwiches attached to it.
kind of
or-
meals.
I've actually never even gotten food at the Snooker Shack.
Well, no, but in the drinking.
Sometimes Caesars have
Dude.
cocktail weenies and
They have a
different-
Caesar
Hamburger.
in Vegas that's $80, and it comes with a cheeseburger and a pepperoni stick and a bunch of jalapenos and jalapeno
And
poppers.
it's got an apparatus
yeah,
around it.
the whole thing. It's and it's for one person. That's the best part. It's like a meal for one, but in a cup.
But you're only having two drinks, 3 drinks, so you don't
Yeah.
feel so bad,
But
Yeah,
3
yeah,
meals.
I'm a
Yeah.
2-guy kind of drink person.
Look at
Yeah.
you.
But here's the thing. They do the rum and coke with a little bit of lime. It's so good.
so
it's
so
so
you're
good.
saying you like the Kraken rum?
Yeah, spiced
Release
rum
the
Kraken.
Kraken.
It's so good.
Yeah,
There's
interesting.
just something about it.
Okay, I like that. How did 7 go? Can you give us any quick reviews on it? Is it launched now, or does it launch there tonight?
Adam was a little late and told me he was editing it this
That's never
afternoon.
happened before.
Never. My sweet prince. God, I love it. He saved the day, man. He got here so quick and just flipped everything. Nothing was switched over from the other studio still. It's from the other set. So we were putting it all together, and he just comes in, beep, 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 go.
He didn't save the day. He fixed his mistakes.
No one makes mistakes here, Dragon. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You can try and you can think you did, but it is never looked upon as a mistake.
It was an
That's why
opportunity
this place is special.
for him to showcase how he can work under the gun. You know,
Exactly.
After
Under
he
duress.
was late to work.
I was telling my dad yesterday, I said, it's been, I guess, 195 shows? I said, that was probably the second closest we've ever been to missing a show. In 100, like we're almost at 200. We got to plan at 200, by the way, guys. How close are we to 200? We're 5 shows away.
That seems like a math question.
4.
We're at 195. How many are we away from episode 200?
And we still got it wrong. It's actually 4.
Isn't it Monday? Monday's 200, right?
No, Tuesday. I was told yesterday.
Oh, so it lands.
I think, because I'm pretty sure I remember it landing on one of our
Tuesday,
days.
Oh, sweet. That's awesome.
So I don't know, like, are we gonna throw down like we did at episode 100? Get a bunch of people in here. It was pretty fun.
Probably should.
Yeah, you'll be here. I think everyone should be here. All right, I'll send out the mass text because everyone loves group text so much.
Oh, I love getting added to those.
I'm at the point now where I'm trying to get people out of group text because I feel so bad how many have started just with this place.
Oh, I
nuts.
just absolutely hate it.
It's the
Hate
bane of our existence. You like it? Yeah, you kids like phones though.
Like for me, because we're always like doing untimely demise, we'll have different guitar players or whatever. So it'll be like 2020 untimely demise or 2022 and beyond or core untimely demise. But there's like probably like 50 of them, that exist there, and it's just
many.
it's so annoying.
And then you text for the wrong ones and like, sorry guys, wrong group.
Yeah. Well, it's so good to be working with these guitar players now.
You guys are so much better than the old ones.
A bunch of sandwich heads that we used to deal
Sorry,
with.
still us, Matt. Oh.
Well, and then there's different, like, on all the different, there's the Facebook group message, there's the Signal group message, there's the text group message. It's like, it's strenuous.
Yeah, generally what happens when I get anything in a group message is then I'll just individually text the person that messaged on that just to not feed it. It's like advertising, and if you don't pay attention, it'll go away.
That's it. Keep it front of mind. So 7 is up now on the network. Be sure to check it out. The viewing. Sorry, I got to do this like the intro. The Viewing Room with Adam and Ethan. Okay? Nailed it. Brand new episode 7. Remember the great Brad Pitt movie? Who's his partner? Is it Morgan Freeman?
Morgan Freeman.
It
Is it actually?
Yeah.
Is there anything you can't do?
I know.
I
Gwyneth Paltrow.
Yeah. Hey, love your network,
Bye.
Brian. Great job every day. Really appreciate your help. You did a lot of work. Morgan Freeman. That was one of the impressions, like the only impression I ever did on the radio was sad Morgan Freeman. And I would read like news and weather in sad Morgan Freeman voice.
Let's hear it.
It's nothing. It's just slow. So you basically, okay, here it is. Buckle up. This is going to get real. The weather is cold outside. Please wear a jacket. I haven't done it in years.
That's pretty good,
I haven't
though,
done it in
yeah.
years.
It's
But
not
you get
bad.
the idea,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
It's that slower cadence.
It's there, yeah. You just go. Your punishment for being mean is give us a quick trump. Go. On the mic. Turn your mic on. Give us a trump. Yeah. Here, I'll swing it. A lot of people.
I'll do you one better. I'll do Morgan Freeman.
Okay.
Oh.
The Empire Penguin walks 20 miles north to his skin.
He doesn't laugh that much when he talks.
Serious guy. Okay, give me a quick trump.
Andy
Let's go.
Dufferin was in Shawshank.
Okay, that's a little bit better.
El Presidente in here. Come on.
What do you want?
Give me a quick trump.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's your punishment. I told you, you're being rude.
Wow. A lot of Garys, they do great impressions. Not of Morgan Freeman. That one was, wow, not a great one. Hillary could do a better impression, and I don't say that very often, but I knew it was good. Anyways.
Thank you. Punishment accepted. Great job. Oh, that was really good.
Amazing.
I can do anything.
Can we just do that all day? Just hear your impressions?
Your job is
I love it.
everything. Woo.
Impressions around the table.
Anyone else got one?
Oh, I'm not gonna follow that.
Dude, I got the only other go-to that I have is Sean Connery
Oh, yep.
from the movie Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. We named the dog Indiana.
That's
Not
good.
bad. Not bad. Yep.
Thank you. Welcome to Impressions on your show, doubling as the All Out Angst podcast. Anyone that's got
Well,
one?
I'll go with Kirk Van Houten. And I don't like the idea of Millhouse having 2 spaghetti meals in one day.
Sensational.
This is Fantastic. Ooh, that's another good one. Yeah, I was thinking of Ron Swanson.
Oh yeah, that's who I was thinking. I was like, who's
Yeah,
Joe?
Joe's the guy in the
Right.
chair.
Should we reel this back to some 90s nostalgia?
I was one impression from this guy.
Oh jeez.
Give me Uncle Mike when he walks in the studio.
Hey, Glyman.
Nailed it. Absolutely nailed it.
I mean, a little more prep time I could have.
Well, that's what we always say around here, but that's
Well,
what
there's
professionals do. When you're on live
watch.
shows, most people won't risk the
Yeah.
humiliation we all
Well,
do.
I don't know. I've got a Christopher Walken that I kind of keep in my back pocket, but it's not. I have to get in
have
the
to get in the zone.
character.
That's fair.
There's the watch. You see, when I took this watch, I don't know. I got nothing. Something about a watch.
All of
you know?
our impressions are like so short. Like just the kind of thing. He goes off on a rant about Hillary as Trump. Like it's the best stuff going. We are actually talking about these awesome places we used to go to, landmarks I call them, in this beautiful city of Saskatoon. The next one I want to get into is your local candy store is what I would call it. But your local
Okay.
convenience store. There was a lot in here. Growing up in Avalon, you would see Buddies is a very good one. Very, very love Buddies. Just down the road. For us around these parts, the Avalon Mohawk. And we would go in there all the time.
That is a great source.
It was literally like we're a block away from my house.
That's attached to that shop.
Yeah, the Avalon Shopping
Auto.
Center. Yeah. Oh yeah, but as well, yes,
Yeah,
of course.
yeah,
that's true.
it's still a pretty sweet little gas
Yeah,
station.
it's fantastic there. And being across from the school, so the best days. This is when I really learned that I was going to be fat growing up. Was walking home for lunch from John Lake, which was about like a 2-minute walk. You get there, you sit down, you have lunch, the best lunch, and then when you're walking back, you go to the local IGA. Now the IGA was where the liquor store was, like that whole big thing used to be an IGA with a barbecue inside, and they had $1 burgers.
What?
The best burgers you've ever had at this IGA. So I would eat a lunch, and then I'd pick up a couple burgers for the 2-minute walk back to school on my way. And I would just pound them. They were so good. I don't know why they were so good, but they were so good.
Because somebody else made them.
And
That's
the
it.
smell of the burger when you walk in.
Yeah,
like,
it was just
really
fantastic.
sells itself.
And, you don't get that anymore. And I thought that was so cool. Just to have all that stuff. And like Avalon Video, which then turned into Video Nights. That's where we rented all of our video games from. Because, again, it was in the shopping center. Like, everything was right there. And our house was right there. So we could just go and get whatever we want. I remember renting all of those, like Super Mario Brothers 3, Blades of Steel, all the games that came out, I rented from that store.
So maybe what I'm thinking too is just these mini malls of the 90s were a lot cooler.
That's
like,
it.
because the one I think of when we had moved over to Arundel and we spent a lot of time in Forest Grove, they had the Forestry Confectionery. Again, just every candy, every ice cream, all the stuff the kids want. And right next there was Silver Screen Video, which again, now you can get your Mario 3s.
So cool. So cool, man.
But yeah, now like I feel like the mini malls, it's like there's an insurance place, probably some sort of pot shop, and then again, some sort of banking or mutual funds thing or something. Like it's just
some
not...
chain of something, like it's not these
It's
one-offs.
not your
kinda.
local neighbors. It's not your local businesses anymore.
Yeah.
And that's what we're trying to change. Hey, if you have any memories of these amazing places or any ideas of other stuff that you want us to talk about or you want us to bring up, we are here for you. It is your show. It's not just a clever name. Like the Shitty Beatles. Took me a second. Which shout out to Wayne's World. Let us know.
They do suck.
Yeah, as you can see, it sucks while it cuts. Contact at dufferinave.com. That is the email. You send it in there. We get it. We talk. You become a part of this family, a part of this team. And together we lift each other up. We are all here to get comfortable. No one's here to get rich. We have no big owners sitting in the tower on the big high chair saying, yes, minions, yes, bring me the money. Bring it all in. None of that here. What we do here stays here, and we grow together. It's a beautiful, beautiful system that no one else will do because people really care about money. A lot. And it is important, make no mistake. But when you can afford to do it the right way, it just feels so much better. We also have a website, dufferinave.com. Royal Andrew's going to be in the house a little bit later. He's going to be a little late, but he did say, see if we can push it. He did say that he will be here before the end of the show, and he made this website, and it's so good. I told him to make it so even I could use it, and he did. Why can't I get on this edge? There we go. Push it.
Push it real good.
Baby, baby.
I think I just burst an eye blood vessel.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, that hurt.
Yeah, that's good.
God, we're old. We got caterpillars for our eyebrows. We got our eyelashes growing in our eyeballs.
Our pets'
Ears.
heads are freaking falling off.
Getting crazy.
We got to get out of here.
What about local theaters?
Oh, yes.
Let's get into this.
So who's starting?
Uncle Mike hasn't done much. See, Uncle Mike grew up on the acreage. So
Right,
you
so
didn't
it's,
really
it's
have,
a little
I just
different.
realized this. Yeah.
It's. I mean, obviously, it was like whatever friend's house I was staying at, but I had friends
Yeah.
all over the city, so it's like I had
All the
mutual,
neighborhoods
like
were
all
yours.
these, like they were all mine, all mine.
The royal,
All the friends.
the royal sampler, if you will. Man, that's
Everything's,
sweet.
it's like such a wholesome thing having friends, and we're making it so deep. We have all the friends.
I'm fucking, and this just makes me so happy because again, growing up and being at the acreage and understanding, like, yeah, you come to our place, you play Nintendo, and you go to all the boys, and it's just being a part of numerous communities instead of just one. That's one of the things you
Absolutely,
get when you're on the acreage.
Yeah.
So that's very interesting.
Honestly, like I mean, obviously I remember some things, but like my memory sucks, and it takes someone usually to cue a memory. Like
Oh,
I
yeah, you
can't
need a
just
prompting.
Yeah.
right. Like it's like hey, don't, and that's what I feel a lot of times when I'm like maybe it's a little like being put on the spot kind of thing, but maybe it's like I just don't know. Like I need time to actually think about it, to draw the memory out, to shovel all the shit that's blocking the memory.
So much in
you
there,
know?
hey? I feel the same way. Did you have a go-to theater that you guys were going
Yeah. I mean, I don't know, Capital 4.
That's
Probably,
it has
you
an
know?
escalator
Yeah.
right
So
across
cool.
from Midtown.
Yeah.
Place Real? Like I don't know.
Say
Like
Place
it was,
Real.
That
Now-
was the one I wanted because it was affordable, like because
Right.
it was kind of like a rainbow, or not a rainbow, but like cheaper
Yeah.
priced.
Yeah.
What's it? The Cove.
Yes,
What-
that
what's
underneath.
the first name? What?
It's just at the university.
No, no, but
like
what
the
was it
arcade,
called?
right?
Like it was.
Wasn't it just called the Cove?
It was something Cove.
Because that was another
that's
great
so-
arcade that you're.
It was that was the best one.
Yeah.
Like as far as amount of games go, that place had the best. We had a hockey wind up there. Like our hockey team went there for a wind up. That's how big it was.
That is sweet.
And I remember, I took the longest pee of my life in that Campus Cove. In Campus Cove, I held my pee for so long because I was just gaming hard. Like I was so addicted to these video games, and I was going and going. And all of a sudden I was like, oh, I have to pee. And I remember sitting there and saying, this is the longest pee I've ever had in my life. And I think it still holds to this day. And I was like, well, I would have been like 13. But Campus Cove, and that was the thing. You go there and you do some gaming, then you go watch a movie at Place Real, and it's just like, it was like its own mall, hey?
Yeah.
Is that
And it
still
felt
there?
Cool, like what the Cove
Yeah.
or.
Is that I don't know.
I don't
I
think
don't-
Campus Cove is
I
still there,
don't
but I'm not sure.
I
haven't been to
honestly
a
don't know.
I don't know if you can tell. I haven't been to a university my whole life.
I got
So-
a PhD. Pound head down.
But yeah, Place Real and Capital 4. Man,
Even that the one in Midtown Mall, next to the food court, there's a theater there.
Yeah.
It was just cool, like having theaters in the
yeah.
mall.
And that's the other thing is there didn't used to be that many options, right?
Right.
Like you had your Capital 4, you had Place Real, and then what was the one downtown where the Hilton is now? There was one there too.
Oh yes.
That's where I saw Home Alone.
Capital? No.
Cineplex?
Cineplex? Was it a Cineplex?
Odeon? Pacific?
Yeah, Pacific
Pacific.
Cinema.
But that was like,
Nice job.
that was kind of like, that came later. Like that was the new
Yeah.
theater, remember,
Yeah.
right? Like
Where they
was
put it
like,
up,
oh,
yeah.
like-
That's still the 90s.
yeah. Yes.
Which
most
is
likely.
crazy.
Yeah.
But man, like going to see movies, when it was a real, like it's so different now.
Yeah.
Like you've got the recliners and
It's
the
amazing.
seats, and you can pick your seats ahead of time.
Yeah,
so you don't
all
need
those
to, like,
options.
And you spend freaking Laurel and I
pay
went.
for it.
Yeah,
You go.
Silas and Amanda were in Regina for water polo. I took Laurel out, for a little date, whatever. We went to the Burger King, and then we went to a movie. I think it was $50 for two of us to go see a movie. That was just two
Honestly-
tickets and a popcorn.
Yeah.
And I find it's too intense for me. It's too loud. It's too in my face.
When I
I get like anxiety sitting in a movie theater now. It's
I can
when
hear
we
that.
saw Bohemian Rhapsody in the theaters, it was so loud that because my metal ears are kind of damaged, they were like peaking. So I was
Yeah.
basically getting like buzzing sounds, like
Yeah.
the whole time.
yeah,
It's my fault, but
I don't enjoy going to a movie theater anymore. I would much rather sit in the comfort of my home and watch an old, because then you go to a movie too, and it's like, man, it's just I haven't seen a good movie in quite a new movie.
Have you ever gone to a movie by yourself?
No.
You?
No.
I did one time.
Oh yeah.
It was the greatest experience I've ever had. Ever, yeah. And it wasn't on purpose. Like, I was going with a woman that I was dating, and I was really excited. It was to see The Kingsman. I was like, this looks like a great movie. I'm so excited. And then she got sick or something. She's like, I can't go. I was like, well, I'm still going. I don't care. I'm going. And this
Seems like a you problem.
yeah. And so this was right when they started bringing meals to your seat, and you could lean back. So I medicated myself real nice. I got into my spot, and I leaned back, and I ordered some cheeseburgers and some wings and some beers, and I was sitting there like this, like, this is what a movie is now?
But that's the thing.
It's crazy.
That's too much. Like popcorn, Twizzlers, and like sugared pop. That's what it should be. Like you can get like pulled pork and stuff.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
Give me the lobster.
Come
Give me the
on,
surf and
man.
turf.
Give me a break.
Now,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
like
honestly,
I said, we have an expert here who goes to all the theaters. What's your favorite theater, Dragon? Get on the microphone.
Favorite theater?
Yeah. Besides Aaron and our friends over at Coliseum Presents.
Well, I do like going to the center on 8 because it's like so close to my house.
Ooh,
Yeah.
convenience.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you want me to call?
so
Talk in your microphone.
so
It's
question:
right
What
there.
was the Roxy? What did the Roxy used to be called? The one
Ooh,
on
yeah,
on 20th.
20th.
I don't know.
Because that
Boy,
was
we suck.
like that was another.
That
That
was
one's
an
been
actual
around.
one, yeah.
That one's been around for
And
a while.
they did new movies for a long
Yep.
time there. Yeah.
Yep.
I remember that. I
Don't
can't
know
remember
what
the
it
name, but
would've
man,
been.
that's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Movie theaters in the city,
So
and movie rental places.
I would say music stores and stuff was, again, that's kind of a thing of the past where, like, for me,
Right.
A and
talked
B
about
A and B Sound, that came in right, I think it was 1999. So right at the end of the 90s, but that was like awesome where, again, now bands that I like Megadeth, you could get every album, and it was just so mind-blowing that you could acquire all the
These things
music.
that you want, yeah. And the variety. Oh, the record store, man. Just the remember Tramps, dude?
Mhm.
Oh,
Yep.
send me into Tramps. You guys ever get busted looking at the pornogs in there?
Yeah, I believe we talked about this.
We did, yeah, we
and
touched on
Been up numerous times.
It's, well, obviously that struck a chord with all of us. It's like
I never went back. I mean,
Well, everybody had the buddy who was like daring enough to try to rip one out of there, you know?
I would just kind of like go to the records closest to it. It's like I'm looking for
Yeah.
this specific.
Yeah.
I'm
Holding a
looking-
record up.
Yeah.
it's like Mozart.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to increase my
Yeah.
classical.
Yeah, I
music
can't
taste.
quite see this. What's it saying? Just looking to the side.
I really want this Sheena Easton record here.
Well, we always used to go get our haircut. There was a barber in Grosvenor Park Mall there, the Tramps was basically right next door,
there.
right? So I would go for my haircut. My brothers would have to go. So I was like, well, I'm gonna go over to Tramps and comb through and I was actually looking for music. Like,
But yeah, it was just so cool, part of the culture. Like that's how we found Scott Cross the Octopus, because
love
he
him.
had his little looking for a metal rock drummer, and then he had his number, and we pulled off one of the numbers and called him up. But like
That was how you guys met?
yeah,
Oh, that's
Yeah.
so sweet.
Well, it always smelt like Otto's jacket
yes,
in there. You know?
it did. I don't know why.
So
I
strange.
never put two and two
So
together.
Strange, yeah. It's very interesting. Oh, hold on. Mom's texting. Oh, Paramount Theater.
Nice.
I think that was way before you guys. I think you're right, Mom. Because I don't remember any Paramount
I
Theater.
remember hearing.
And Mom's super young, too. She's like in her 30s, so it can't be that long
Yeah,
ago.
no.
So that's
She's
interesting.
younger than us.
Paramount Theater.
Oh, former name. Town Cinema
Town Cinema?
or Coronet Theater.
Coronate?
Town Cinema. I remember.
Yeah, I think
that
Towns.
was Town. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you go from the videos, you go to the theaters. Let's see what we got here for a couple throw-ins. Brad, going to the Capitol Movie Theater and having my buddy sneak us in to watch movies.
Oh,
And
nice.
that's, again, back in our day, you couldn't pick your seat. You go and buy a ticket, and then you just hope that you guys get to sit together.
And there was always that one dick that would go like three
Lock
in
down
to-
the
to-
hole.
Like, and it's just like, man,
Us-
pick,
this
end
team-
cap that.
This seat taken? Yeah, it is. Oh, sorry, have you been asked that before? Yeah, I have. Okay, like just want to know. And like you can tell the people that have to hold the seats for everyone are so
Oh,
upset
yeah.
because they know they're going to get yelled at by so
Yeah.
many people. And then the movie starts and they're still not there. It's like, dude, you said it was taken. And then you got your other buddy over here. Yeah, what the hell? You know, and then it turns
And
into a
then
big thing. Yeah, the movie's starting. It's like, well, I just wanted to sit with my friends. And then if you got like a bunch of guys with a nice chew in, you know, Then you got to share spitters and stuff, so you
Yeah,
got to be close
yeah.
to each other. And it's like, oh man, this is getting crazy.
Where now it's like if we check out and we're like, oh, this one's already got like 10 people watching it. We're like, oh, we'll just wait for the next one.
Yeah.
We'll probably be too close to someone.
That's right. And then, of course, you'd have to bite the bullet and go down the front row sometimes. And
Get the.
see, and
why
that's
I have
the
neck
new,
and back problems
the
right
new
now.
theaters, though, when you can just hit the button and just and roll back. You can sit front row all day.
And it's so nice because it's got the automated and it's that leather that's kind of like.
Right.
Yeah, the screechy. I know.
Yeah.
I always think it sounds like somebody's doing some business in there. It's like, hey, no, wait, it's just the chair.
Oh, I'm sure that's happening too.
Okay, we got another one here. It says, love the Pelican slide at that old pool that was down by the river.
Oh, that
Pelican
is
Tell me about it.
kind of you know where the prairie lily heads out or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
And there used to be that little slide that I'm assuming every child peed down.
Yep.
You know,
He'd slide down his mouth.
Every
or whatever.
child.
Yeah.
like every single one.
Yeah,
You,
well,
like,
you know.
you-
But, yeah, confirmed by Dragon. Confirmed. Still peeing down the
but
slide.
yeah, that's a great call. That's exactly what I'm talking about when we were
those things.
Yeah.
And then we get into, speaking of slides,
Penguin
Park.
or Penguin Village, yeah.
as it came to be.
So do you remember going to that?
Oh, hell yeah. dude.
Because there was like the
Absolutely.
slides and there was the ones where you would be on those like little tubes or whatever.
Yeah.
Now I don't know if this was specific to just the one time I was there or if this is something they did, but I remember I have this memory of there was like a remote control like car race where there was like a setup of like a little track and there would be two people
RC
like
racing.
RC racing, but like how cool was that?
So cool.
And again, for like one of our dam shows, how cool would that be if we could do an RC race or something?
Dude,
Or like
I've been trying to reach out. We got some RC people in this town that do a lot of really good things. Shout out to my friend Aaron over in Churchill. He does some RC stuff and many others. And I feel like we could set something up right in here. Get the top-down camera. We could even do it on the set here. We could take the tables out top-down
that would be
and just
awesome.
go.
Yeah.
Turn it into a fundraiser of some sort. Do some really good stuff with these RC and they're so crazy now. Like Duffers turned into a RC racing spot. Like they took the mini golf out and they turned it into an RC racing place with all the video games for a while. It was super cool. And it's just those little places. But getting back to Penguin Village, the rumors that we'd always hear. Like the rumor was it got shut down because someone fell off the screamer, right?
Yeah.
You remember that?
Because you had to put your arms up like this or whatever.
Yeah.
Right?
Or else you'll go flying off. And then apparently someone fell off. It was either the screamer or the triple bump. One of those two. And after hearing that, I could not go down it.
No,
I was horrified.
I wouldn't have had the balls to do it either.
Just like with Harry Bailey in the 10 meter, when everyone said that someone jumped off the 10 meter and exploded their stomach and intestines, whatever.
I capped
we
it
believed
at
that.
the 7
Yep.
meter.
Yeah.
That was where.
You got up to 7?
Yeah.
I
might have
barely
peed
put
a little
myself
bit,
off the
but-
3rd. Yeah, that's scary, dude.
I did that, not Penguin Park, but West Ed, I
West
guess.
Ed, same setup.
I almost launched.
We talked about this before. Yeah,
and-
we got
and-
air.
Yeah, I guess we did.
Yeah.
We did already talk.
We
And
got
the
sick
kids at the
air
bottom
on
were
that.
like, dude,
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, it felt like. I
And when you
died.
launch, you can't see below you, so it feels like you're going
well,
off
you,
into
and
the
you
heavens.
see
It's
over
just,
top
ooh.
of the sides
Yeah.
of the slide, so it's
You're
like
looking
this is
around
not normal.
I am not supposed to be this high.
No.
But there you
Way too high.
Way too
high.
That was it.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah. So those things, but Penguin Village, and again, they sponsored the Storm. Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
There was
Yeah.
a Penguin Village sponsor on here, so you would get like passes.
I
to go.
don't know if I ever
It was
went
so
to
cool.
Penguin Park, Penguin Village, because it was Penguin Park and then it got renamed as Penguin
Yeah.
Village, right?
That was the deal.
I don't know if it's because we were gone pretty much every summer because we'd go down to visit my grandma in the States, and so we'd miss the window, you
Yeah.
know, of like
Yeah, 'cause
nice
it's-
weather
yeah.
and whatever and activities and blah blah blah. But yeah, I can't honestly. I again could just be a bad memory, but I don't
definitely
think
have
I ever
that
went.
one memory where I remember seeing the RC car races and doing it. But I think probably only 1 or 2 times in my life. But again, that's kind of on them, like having an outdoor water park in Saskatchewan.
Right,
It's
yeah,
like,
very limited.
It's a bold choice.
Now,
All right, we're open and we're closed.
now Blackstrap, on the other hand, I frequented
go.
Blackstrap
Yes.
in the
And I
winter
always
because our
And I wanted to
our
bring that up too, again with the 90s. That was
Yeah.
a huge part of my life. We would
Yep.
always drive up there and do the snowboarding. They had the kokanee meltdowns at the
Yep.
end of the season.
And I mean, our winter in Saskatchewan would last 6 months, so you're
yeah,
getting a decent
exactly, yeah.
a decent run out there, kind of.
This is the last time. We're getting this set up so you guys can just talk and be part of the show. I'm sick of doing this.
I want to throw one in and get public opinion, okay?
Oh,
Just have your own microphone in there. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah, I prefer using yours. It's
I can
comfier.
tell. I know.
Okay.
The peapod.
Here's the thing. You know how parks nowadays have like the rubber, like
Rubber ground.
yeah. I miss the wood chips. Like honestly.
And it was sand in my
yeah,
day.
I was gonna say
Sorry,
sand. We
sorry,
never had wood
sand,
chips.
Sand and wood chips. I don't know why. Something about consistently getting burned on sand or cut on wood chips was just so much
great.
more fun.
And again, it was just a great place to pee too.
Well, you could throw it in people's eyes,
I
you
just-
dump it out of your shoes.
It smelled better for some reason. I don't know what happened when I just 11 every park in the city became like rubber.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, I kind of miss this.
Well, you know exactly what happened. Everybody said, "Oh, you can't have our kids getting hurt. You better make everything safe."
I love jumping off the slide and landing and my hands being cut up for 3 weeks. Like I thought
Oh, yeah.
that was,
Kid.
I thought that was awesome.
And do you remember on the swings too, where you get going super good, and then you would jump off and see how
Oh,
far
yeah.
each person
And
could land?
that's another thing. And I get a lot of hate from this from my cousins. But think about this: half of every slide now is one of those saucer slides. What happened to swings? Sorry. You know, like the
Oh
swings.
yeah.
Yeah, what happened to real swings? You know what I mean?
Real
We want the
swings.
classic swing set, and you know what I mean?
Sorry, I'm gonna take this back.
Yeah, you can take
Fire
it.
up. You're angering me.
Were you? I guess now I'm thinking about this. When were you born, Dragon?
Oh, 5. He
Crazy.
wasn't even alive.
Yeah, wild.
See, back in
Not-
our
not-
day,
not
Dragon,
bad or anything.
our parents didn't give a shit about us. They let us get hurt because you learn lessons. Then we grew up and had kids, and we were like, "Oh, you have to take care of my baby. Make sure you make the ground super soft so they don't hurt themselves. Make sure they wear helmets. Make sure that, like, no offense, this is why you're so soft."
I was complaining to you that I actually liked cutting my hands.
100%
There you go.
right. I
There
take
you
it back. Not you personally. Not you personally. You in general.
But I know when we were kids, like in the 90s, my dad would let us like sketch behind the Plymouth
Hell yeah.
Claim
Oh,
or
yeah.
91
Hell
Plymouth Claim, and we'd be going. He's like, "I'm going 37," and we're like, "Let's try 40." And
What's that?
there was the one time I think it was like just over 40 kilometers, and then Murray started getting the speed wobbles.
Yeah.
He like biffed, and of course Murray's just wearing shorts because that's why would you wear
Get some
pants?
scars, baby, hell
but
yeah.
his whole quadricep was just completely sandpapered off it. And then I thought it was a good idea. I was like, maybe we should put some peroxide on it.
Gotta clean that thing off.
Yeah.
Ah!
Yeah.
Yeah, my dad, we used to do that in the winter, but with our snowboards in the ditches. And so
Oh,
he'd drive
sweet.
up and down the back road.
Just ride it.
Oh, yeah. And then I hit an approach and like got folded in half. I think that's why I have back problems now, because I literally, like, my snowboard kicked me in the back of the head, like behind
Oh.
my legs behind my
Scorpion.
head.
It's called a scorpion.
Oh, there you go. I scorped it.
Yeah,
But then
I love the scorps.
we do it with 3 skis, or like what are the jets? Not jet
Yeah,
skis.
GT.
GTs.
Oh.
And then the brakes. So basically, you get 2 or 3 guys on GTs,
And that's
but then you'd essentially pile up. And I remember somebody ramping over, like
Yes.
somebody using somebody else's back as a ramp,
That's
and
how-
the
how
brakes
you did-
digging into, just like,
so
oh my god.
GTs, are they still a thing? And if so, are they like what did they change on them? Do you know?
Dragon, you guys still have GTs? What do you use to toboggan? Anything with steering wheels?
A youngin, a young tot.
He broke it. Okay. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're
I
on
think
the way
there's.
to
Seems like they-
I think my nephew got one a few years ago.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
I feel like my first one, the brake was metal though.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
were.
Oh, yeah.
They
Oh,
were
for sure they were.
steel
Yeah.
with pokers. They dig in.
Yeah.
like
And then we had
claws.
another one that was like, I remember I got it for Christmas, and it wasn't a GT, but it was
GT.
in the same vein. But it wasn't. It was like, I don't know. You sat in it differently. You didn't sit up on it. You kind of sat down on it, and then it had this pull brake in the middle. That was just a steel bar with a bend in it, so you could pull it like this, and it would jam these 2 spikes. Like they were
that's
just
how you slow down, yeah.
spikes in, and that's what Buddy ripped, like launched over other Buddy.
Oh man.
Yeah, these
Dang.
dangling metal things out the back that are obviously going to catch
See?
something.
And we're still here. We made it through.
Yeah, and I think I friggin' preferred that.
Yeah, I'm just like I'm saying. There's a lot of value in learning lessons, and every time we got hurt, we learned a lesson.
Yep.
That's the thing. Kids don't learn lessons anymore because they don't hurt themselves because they live in bubbles. Sorry, it's turning into a political speech, and we're not going to get there.
Turning into a rant, Gary. Gary's
Reel it in.
rant.
I will say this. You and those experiences turned into you still to this day setting up jumps out at the acreage and ripping off those jumps. And like for you in that life, like we had like John Lake School. That was my rink. If I said I'm going to the rink, that's where I would go. John Lake School, that's the rink. And then the hill was at John Lake as well, and that's where we go to do all our sledding. And for you, that was all right there, like in your yard. Okay?
Yep.
So that's like you didn't have your own one that you would go to because you had your own right there.
We would just create our, because we were like, we can't get a ride into the city or whatever.
So we got to do something to pass the time. Let's go hurt ourselves in the old hill. Matt, what was your outdoor rink?
My outdoor rink, well, it kind of fluctuated. When I was in elementary school, now it's called Quinn Stevenson. So that was by Agnatoff, and that's right now it's like such a good rink,
Mint condition.
And they've got like a batting cage there now and stuff too. Like it's all dedicated for like
a batting
Quinn
cage?
Stevenson, because
not like with an auto, but like a.
I don't know because I've never
Or
been
you put
there
in a loony and
but it's got it. I don't know. There's a batting cage there.
Okay.
Yeah,
And Quinn Stevenson passing away,
drunk
and
driver,
that was
and
like
so this
the
is all
hockey community and all these.
But it's
came
such
together
a beautiful place, and that's where we go every Christmas when we do our family Christmas, skate. But in like high school, we did a lot of Brunskill and Cardinal Leger. Those were Brunskill was good because there was a pickup game like 24/7. You know, sometimes there'd be like Huskies players or like good actual hockey
guys
players
that could play.
And then Cardinal Leger was nice as far as it wasn't all torn up from the good hockey players, so it's just nice ice.
We did have the South Corman Park School had a rink, and it was in like so this is like if you go all the way out on Preston, which you can't anymore, I guess, but anyway, Preston and like Grasswood kind of thing, or Clarence and Grasswood, Preston. But it was in it was enclosed, like it was like it was like I want to say like a coverall material, kind of with this weird shape kind of thing that was like would be pretty sweet. But really, what we do is we'd go in the ditches. So not so much now, but kind of in like more of the shoulder seasons when we'd get some snow and then it would melt, and then the ditches would freeze over. We actually just did it a couple years ago with the kids, and it was like, this is what we used to do
so
as kids.
You just skate right to there?
Fucking skate up and down like on the like in the ditch of the highway,
cool.
and you try and race cars.
That is so amazing.
And then it would, obviously it's not
very
it's not
level,
super
even.
level,
Yeah.
but then it was cool because there'd be all these little jumps and like
that-
years ago I had
cracked
this.
ice.
Oh yeah,
before.
yeah. And we
Cracked
had this
ice.
idea,
Nice Red Bull.
and actually I just saw an ad for one that they finally came out with, but I wanted to put blades on a skate deck, so it would be a skate board,
Skate.
and then it was always like, how do you kickflip and you
And
slice
honestly,
your foot
it
off?
sounds so dangerous.
Oh, totally.
like
but then I just saw an ad for one that some company is now doing it.
Well, because they
And
did
they're out there.
forever. Like,
But this was like a
Like
snow,
an actual deck,
We
like a
we had a
skateboard
snow
deck.
skate, which was just for the snow. But this was like a skateboard deck with
Skates
blades on it for the ice.
crazy. That blows my mind.
Yeah. That's cool. Man.
We never did it. But the intention was there. The thought was there. But yeah, we'd play hockey, in the ditches, and then just like you'd hit all these little bumps, and it was like, it was pretty fun. And then like I said, we did it a couple years ago with the kids. I'm like, this is what we've been talking about.
So cool.
Because I would skate home from what is now Quinn Stevenson to my house, which is on Bornstein. So like it was like 2.5 blocks, and there'd be like parts where it was like good ice, and then it would be like the road where it's like.
Yeah. Oh, it's gonna need a sharpen.
I'm sure my parents were pretty cool with that.
We did the same thing going from our house on Dufferin Avenue down to John Lake, like to our rink.
Yeah.
We'd skate right through the Avalon Shopping Center, right up to it. There'd be so much ice. You just do it. It was so cool. But eventually, once it started to wear down, you like, oh, Dad's not going to like that. Oh. And eventually all the chips come out, and then you're like, oh, boy. Sticking with, I guess, the theme of the day here on not just your show, but the All That Angst podcast with Uncle Mike and Matt from all the bands, hanging out like we always do on Tuesdays, talking about the landmark places that we used to go to back in the 90s. And this is a special one for me just because I miss it so much. The Saskatoon Golf and Country Club. Now I know this is
Must-
spoiled.
Hoity
Put it on me.
toity.
Yeah, put it on me. Very spoiled, very privileged, all those things. That's why I always try to give back because I've been so blessed. I want everyone else to feel that. And I want everyone else to, get a taste of what it's like to enjoy these things that most people don't get to do. But our whole family had memberships at the Saskatoon Golf Country Club. And then it became Saskatoon East when Sask West came in. But that course, that original course was so amazing. And it had elevations. And now, like, when you play, it's called the Saskatoon Golf Country Club again.
Yeah.
Because they took everything apart and sort of redid it. But there's a good 7 or 8 holes on the one there now that were a part of the old course. They just give me flashbacks. Like, I remember going out there, and they had the computer inside the clubhouse where you could put in your score every day to keep
And this
track
would
of
have been pretty badass. Like, they've got a computer.
This thing was like an Apple, and it was like your classic, like what we played number munchers on back in
Great
elementary
game.
school. you
Great
know?
game.
Yeah, so same type of thing. And so it's just like green and black. And I would get in there and like, all right, well, I shot like a 94, but if I would have took a couple here and a couple there, about 80. And then by the end of the season, I was putting in like 64s, 65s.
You're
It's
getting-
like,
you're getting
basically
scouted.
there.
Best player on the course.
All of a
Best
sudden,
player
this
on the course.
kid that can't golf is putting up like record scores. Like, I was just thinking that's pretty close.
Was the course and the terrain actually better in that old course,
Oh,
or is
yeah.
it's a mix of nostalgia and that? Or
Yeah, no, it was just
it was just better.
It was my first course. It was where I learned to golf.
Right.
So you have that attachment, and when you grow up, that's like your home course. And then once the Willows came in, shout out to Nickel Plumbing, best plumbing business in the world as well. Shout out to our friends at SCS, Aquaman, Deneb, everyone that's a part of this team. We love and appreciate and thank you for believing in what we're doing here. Once the Willows came in, Nickel Plumbing went over and started doing the plumbing for the Willows, so we became members once they opened it. Because Nickel Plumbing, just like us here, firmly believes that you support the people that support you. That's what I was raised on, so that's what we did. And I would talk to my dad, like, man, why are we going to this place? Say, well, son, because they give us their business. So we give them our business. And we support each other. That's how business works. And I'm like, oh, cool.
Mutually beneficial.
Isn't that something?
Yeah.
So I guess I have a golf and Saskatoon Golf Country Club story.
Lay it on
Unfortunately, it's not actually me golfing. It was my really only experience there when I was working, and we were building these like this pergola over the. I don't know where you get your like little cafeteria, the pro shop or the canteen or whatever.
The 10th hole.
And this actually ties into stuff in your eye. It was the first time I ever got a piece of metal in my eye.
Oh.
4 times I've had metal in my eye where I've had to go to emergency and have metal removed from my eye. But we were pounding, hot dip galvanized nails. So
Did nobody teach you about safety golf?
I had glasses on.
It went through the glass?
It went I had sunglasses on. They weren't technically the safety, but I did
gotta
have
have that
sunglasses
seal.
on. Yeah. And freaking went in. I'm like, what the hell? And you kind of thought you got it out. And basically by the end of the day, it's like, oh my God, it's the feeling, right? Where it's like, I got something, I can't see it. And what happens with metal is your eye is like the fastest organ to heal. Yeah. So as soon as you get something in, it wants to seal it over. And then with metal, it forms a rust ring. And so you have to have the metal scraped out, but then you have to have the rust ring scraped out as well. And it if you don't flush it out right away, And all you do, you go to the universe. Yeah, so 3 times. 1 time I was able to flush out the metal when I was working on my van. But 3 times I've had to go to emergency to have it removed. Because once it happened once, I know to flush it right away, but sometimes you can't. Either you're not accessible or you just don't have enough to get it out, right? Dude. And you know the feeling, and so it's like, now I got to go back, and they put in the things and use thing, and then all you see is this like super pointy metal piece coming into your eye, and then they scrape it out.
Yeah, I don't like the idea of anything touching my eye.
It's no fun, and it's like it doesn't necessarily hurt, but it is just so annoying. Like you can't stop blinking.
It's sandpaper. It's like there's like
and it's just like
I
start to go crazy, and that's
not good.
Not a good feeling. But shout out to Golf and Golf and Country Club.
And shout out to
good times. Yeah.
Dr. Salisbury, best in
Yeah,
biz.
there you go.
Anything
Hospital.
else anyone wants to throw out there as we look back down memory
I
lane?
could spitfire maybe even just like some items and stuff that I really
Let's
like.
do
So
it.
like,
Get it out.
Shout out to the drink Orbits. Do you remember that?
Oh, with the little thingies
All
in
like
them.
gelatin balls in it.
Did you actually like those?
I purchased them. I don't know. I don't remember if I liked them, but
My sister, shout out to my sister Stacy and her beautiful family. She bought a bottle and kept it in her room for like years.
Yeah, we had one at the house too.
Just to be like,
kind
could
of
you
like
remember
a
this?
lava lamp.
What about clear Pepsi?
Yeah, that's
Pepsi Clear, bubblegum milk was pretty badass.
Bubblegum milk.
Now, do you remember at Subways they had like all-you-can-eat subs? Do you remember that being a thing?
No, if that was a thing,
that was
I
a
would have
thing in the
lived there.
'90s, and I remember you like putting the herd on.
How do you
California
I
sub.
feel like
That's-
I feel like you could get
hold
like
that thought?
maybe 6 inches or like 12 inches at a time.
And
or
then you
whatever.
would just sit there and
then-
just keep going back
Yeah,
up?
yeah, it was awesome.
Jeez.
California.
So yeah, like stuff like that, I just miss. You're not gonna get all you can eat.
No.
And again, like they did party subs. Did they do those anymore? You remember where you could get like a
6 foot
Oh,
sub?
yeah. Yep.
I think they still do.
That's still a thing?
We used to get them at the radio station. California subs on our way to Sped. We go wherever we had to go swimming or golfing or whatever it was. We'd always go to California sub, and I would always get the family sub there. People get small or large.
Ballsy.
I would get the family one, which was like 2.5 largest, and I would just crush them.
Oh, that is
Crushed them.
badass.
And a bunch of, I think this guy right here, the great Mr. Peterson, actually worked there. A couple other guys worked there as well. So if you had a buddy working at California Sub,
Oh, you're laughing.
extra everything, man. It
Pizza
was
Hut
so good.
buffet.
Pizza Hut buffets. Oh,
I mean,
my
Pizza Hut in general, that was like our,
Hang on.
it was the family.
Yeah.
It's like,
Had
"Oh,
a
we're
bunch
going
of Bobcat
for supper."
windups there.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Drinking
And-
pop out of those red glasses.
Terrible now, but
I love
Alright.
all food, all of it,
Yeah.
and everyone. And I'm not making any statements
I think
except
before-
about how everyone's soft now because the parents don't
Before
do
we
anything.
end this, we got to do a shout out to the all ages shows of Louis. You know, like all the punk
Boom.
shows that were
Yes.
happening there. I
Getting
just,
us into those venues, like
Yeah.
even venues as well, like Sid's Garage.
Sid's
We were seeing
Garage.
Propaganda there,
Yeah.
man.
Yep.
Oh, like one of the best shows I've ever seen in my life. There was like 300 people, and that room fit like 10.
Oh, it was awesome.
Like there was people on all the speakers all the way around the place, and the mosh pit, like the whole venue was a mosh pit.
If this
It was
is the
incredible.
one that I was at that I'm thinking of, I feel like Propaganda was playing as a 3-piece at
Yeah,
the time.
they were. That
and
was
it.
it.
was just so cool.
That
and
was
yeah.
it. It was
But-
so awesome. We did a bunch of I think it was Johnny Coldboner and myself drank a bottle on the Kinsman train while we were waiting for the show to start. So we went to Kinsman Park. My brother Davey actually was Kinsman Park. That's pretty good. And Davey
Yeah.
was a driver of that train at Kinsman Park for many years. Now a firefighter. And we got kicked off the train because we got busted chucking this liquor out of the bottle. And they were like, "Oh, it's fine. We're just going to the punk show. Don't worry about us, none." And like, classic moment where it's the Kinsman train, so you don't get kicked off. Like they don't even stop you, just because it goes so slow. You
Yeah.
just, all right, sorry guys, and step off and start walking down to the field. It's like, yeah, I just remember those moments.
Yeah,
doing
the
that, doing
Kinsman
the
Park,
stupid
that's
stuff.
a great call.
Yeah.
Even that water park in there, like that's not a thing anymore.
yeah,
is it?
Yeah.
my grandma used to take us there.
And what was
So many
that? That
memories
wasn't like
of
a
times.
duck slide, but wasn't there some sort of weird slide?
was-
It was some sort of animal or something.
Yeah, possibly, or something that shot water that was an animal. I don't know.
Yeah.
I remember the punching
Something
bag.
The punching
and-
bag
yeah.
little
Oh,
maze
man,
thing.
geez,
Yeah,
yeah.
you find that little guy with like emphysema or like he's like, just go easy on me. yeah,
And then
he's
he
like
just-
that guy's the mark. Let's get him.
Yeah.
But guys, we could keep going. This whole, well, we might carry this over next week.
That yeah,
Once
this
we
was
get some
fun.
stuff coming in, as I feel like this will be very interesting. Oh, Lame Train! Shout out to my main man, Lame Train, father of one of the stars of this network, Asher, Slice by Slice with Asher, a pizza review show that we do. He's saying, Duffers had an RC track. No? Oops, you just said that. I guess I'm a little late here. Brett Hall poster was the shit. There it is! Look at this! The Brett Hall poster for the Noma Snow Racer.
Oh,
So you get your
Double
R-
banger.
Yes.
you get your GT, and then you get your Brett Hull poster. It would come with it. Well
Just
done,
even
Lame Train.
Brett
Well
Hall, like
done.
just
Asher
Brett
Hall,
Hall playing
yeah.
hockey, like that just brings me, Steve Eiserman, Brett Hall. Is
Don't
just
get
like-
me started in
like,
the
oh,
sports, the
man.
90s boys, because even you could go.
I could go a little bit.
You could.
When
I
we're
even
ta- when we're
collected
talking
NBA hoops,
absolutely.
1992,
Right in the pocket.
I
Yeah,
think.
92,
91, 92, I don't know,
We
92,
collected
93.
all of the cards.
I had Marvel.
Okay.
I had the Marvel cards.
We're gonna get into it. We
then-
got it.
yeah.
We got to
We gotta
roll,
go.
you guys.
I'm gonna
This
find
went
him.
way
I'm gonna
too
bring him in.
fast. Dragon, why don't you give Frankie a kick to the face there and wake him up, and then play us out? Thank you, sir. While we wrap it up. A great trip down memory lane, hopping in the DeLorean. Is it going? Okay, I don't got it coming through. But I do have it on. That's all
Speed.
right. Let me know
Freddie
when we're
Speed.
close. I'm like you guys now. I don't even have it. So I guess I can just play with it.
Welcome to our world.
Oh, ooh, I can hear us. I can hear us in the mics, but I don't got it. Again, we're live, and guess what? We make mistakes all the time, just like you and everyone else. It's real life, and that's why we love it so much. Thank you to all of our guests today. We had a busy booth. We did another couple of hours working on the incredible book, You Can't Stop Love, thanks to our author, John Fast, which is out and available now on Amazon. Audio version coming very, very soon. We also had the Bamford Bros in. Bamford & Co. We did another roll with that. Today, Hockey Helps the Homeless episode, which we're getting into, and the fundraising will begin right away this week, I think. So we'll be working with a lot of that as well. Thank you to Dragon, showing up, doing his thing. Network Ryan, no thank you to him. We also have, I know Royal Anders is over there. I could hear him. His beautiful, sweet face. Oh, what's this? Are you going to talk? You don't think I know how to turn on a transmitter? Don't be
zing.
We're still in the air, man.
Well, I wanted to say something, I guess. I wore my special 90s shirt here. It's not an actual 90s
Shout
shirt,
out.
but it
Give a
does
shout out.
encompass a couple 90s things. The Simpsons that basically raised me as a child, and Propaganda, 90s band. I mean, sure, they're still around.
Second favorite band of all time.
Yeah, I mean,
second favorite album of all time right there. Check out How to Clean Everything. It's the best.
But it's just kind of like mashup. So Chris Morin, local Saskatoon
Chris
artist.
Morin.
Yeah.
Love it.
That brings
Love
90s
you.
vibes.
Musician,
I
you know.
remember playing shows
Hey.
with his
Yeah,
bands
there you go.
back in the late
Slow Down Molasses, a Levy as well.
Yeah, there you
All
go.
the boys, man.
So he does these,
Love this.
these kind of like punk rock Simpsons
So cool.
t-shirts. He's
So
great.
cool.
It's
Are we
great.
getting close to
Figured-
running
weird.
out with old Frankie? You just
Oh, I'm still
give me the
playing
word. I'll
here,
just keep
too.
talking because this has been one of the funnest episodes we've ever done. And it keeps getting better. That's the beauty of this place. Every time they get more and more quick. And that's how you know you're enjoying it. You know what I mean?
When I looked and I was like, oh man, we got 5 minutes left.
I know.
That's crazy.
We
I
just
know.
sat down.
It flew by.
It was
Too
great.
fast.
That's it? All right. We'll be back tomorrow, 4 p.m. with the All the Way Around table. Remember, karma is very real. Do good things. They'll start happening to you. We love you. Thank you for always giving us some time. And you have a great rest of your Tuesday night.
Bye-bye.
Good job, guys.
I was going to end it with another attempt.